Here it is. I'm gonna say I kind of didn't want to do this video about Elon Musk, although it's important. Kind of make videos about idiots and total idiots. I mean, this guy this guy like a robot. He's I mean he's just very not earthly, but he hides whatever he has in his personal life. Ganoush, Baba Ganoush. It's like he's like jerking off to like a whore that you went out with or some shit. Like disrespect you nonetheless. And it's not just that. You just the way they express themselves, it's just like wow. It's just like, is that really in your mind, man? But the amount of damage Ganush could do. I mean, I don't even know. And it's not even with a gun or something like that, or influence with his mind. He could probably hurt people at a mental scale. Who knows now? But this guy right here, Elon Musk, he can do a lot of damage, and there's a lot of people that just probably wouldn't care nonetheless. It's like they want to be on a planet concerned they would survive even. So I don't know. It's like they want death. They think it's that's inevitable on the planet. Their death and everybody else's death. They really do think that. Even they have scripture that evangelists, even in the Bible, there's verses about why would you even, how would you know, and why would you even obsess about that?
Takeover of Twitter, one of the most popular social media networks. The billionaire industrialist tries to use his massive reach to pass important messages that affect the whole of humanity. However, the powers that be are not always happy.
Was it 44? It was 44 and change $billion that Elon Musk bought Twitter off. Now, to me, it just kind of useless because the people in the posts, even if you bought Facebook, it just it's a moneymaker. It's a great tool. It's just that it's just much faster, less characters, less wording and this and that. You tag people. It looks too simplistic. I'm not even into that, But it's drama based and everything like that, through text. And now they post videos, I think. But that's what he is. He's a businessman. Whatever makes money, whatever moves forward. It's a big technology. Technology moves everything nowadays. Even his car is technology based. As far as electronics and all that. Like a very electronic computer based.
With these types of messages leaking out, so they try to delete these messages before they go too far. In this video, we bring you a chilling message sent out by Elon Musk to warn us, but was quickly deleted from the internet. The internet is one of the most amazing inventions ever created by humans. It allows information to flow from one part of the world to another.
I first heard the internet was, and I think the military, actually, U.S. military, when something's invented, they pretty much get their hands on it, technology-wise. I know it was like 80s. It was the 80s. It was like it was out there. Just it just came in like it was there in the 90s, but then it just like it was dial-up, so it wasn't that popular to begin with. It was expensive, but yeah, and the internet, it just really changed everything.
In a matter of seconds, money can move between 3 continents in a matter of minutes. So can breaking news and trends. Long before Elon Musk bought out Twitter, the businessman had cultivated a large following of devoted followers that hang on his every word and spread it to more people through retweets and quotes. Thanks to his influence, some obscure cryptos have become popular.
Yeah, the whole cryptocurrency, I'm not into that either. Just a way to I don't know, I don't want to say gambling, because you could do that as well, but it's money laundering to a certain degree, in my understanding, I don't know if it's true. I just, I'm not into that's that's that dog or whatever that meme that was going around with a dog like that. It was like, it's people like, I remember these guys, from the internet were just obsessed about it. It was the coolest thing, but it's him, just, financial, this and that, but it's electronic, it's just so anti-earth, so anti-nature, so anti-here.
Musk also uses Twitter to make announcements about his multiple companies, especially Tesla, as he is the only source of information for the EV company. Musk also entertains his followers with memes which often tend to the nerdy spectrum. However, not all...
Yeah, that's just not funny to me. That's just humorous whatsoever, I mean, as far as, his Tesla, it's named after Nikola Tesla that wanted to create free electricity. Next, free electricity, energy that would define everything, and it would be he was starting on it, and he never got around to it. People just think he was crazy. I mean, talk about electricity, how much you pay the light bulbs. I mean, no one cares about light bulbs, but it's a couple dollars, this and that. But electric bills We could talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. If you could do that, I mean, that was like in the early 1800s, you know. And he took his name Tesla and he put his electric car that you want to fight carbon emissions. Like how many cars of Tesla are there? And they're just, if you talk about climate change, there's people like him that just want to go to Mars. They wouldn't care about climate change. In fact, they want climate change. Like they want hurricanes. They want to destroy this place. And that's why I'm not into those people. And I'm not gonna follow him on Twitter to hang out every word he says. I'm really not into his life and his thoughts.
Musk's tweets are explainable, and some of them remain cryptic, making some of his fans conclude he...
And what is this? I mean, it would look like it's a credit card number or something, or a debit card or something like that. But like, why would you point those numbers? It's a very numeric kind of thing, and someone that respects language, not just lyrics from every genre, this is so anti-for you. It's like, just seems like a computer program, It's like a way that a computer program sends out some kind of data just to get in your mind and get your awareness. They call it data entry or coding, except it's like a reverse coding, or maybe it is coding, maybe it's a form of programming. Like this is not not what I'm used to. This is not from Earth, like Even though we have computers, this and that, it's like, why are you trying to be a machine or a computer program?
He's trying to pass a coded message. To add to the mystery, these messages often disappear quickly, and their true meaning is forever lost to humanity. A good example was a meme Musk posted about Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. The meme was actually not new, it was created by artist Ben Garrison. However, the meme posted by Musk had been edited to remove and add new information. The photo contained, most importantly, a cartooned image of Gates and some allegations that have persisted around the wealthy American. Musk deleted the photo about 2 hours later after some
Let me look back. All right, fear, information control, and censorship. Right, you stop somebody from telling the truth versus people just instigate the fear just for their own liking or for their own benefit, for fun of it. There's people like that. So you're confused about reality, and nonetheless, because they do it for personal enjoyment, just to get, notice or whatever. And, it's like, even if they know, they understand it, they're part of the problem as well, either consciously or subconsciously. Shutdown and social distancing, blame President Trump, martial law and checkpoints. I mean, yeah, I really never followed politics, like blame President Trump. Maybe, maybe not. Trump's on a different level. He's a businessman. I don't know if he dwelled too much in tech. I don't think he knows. And I'm not gonna make a joke. He doesn't even know what Mars is. I'm pretty sure he does, but I mean, he never really talked about a space exploration. Nonetheless, he's a business guy, money guy, like economics and stuff.
Allegations that have persisted around the wealthy American. Musk deleted the photo about 2 hours later after it had been shared more than 5,000 times. Just what Musk was trying to say through the photo has been a hot debate ever since. The original cartoon was titled The Plandemic and showed Gates leaning over a step-by-step plan for instilling...
Yeah, Bill Gates has a lot of money. I don't think he only has 100 billion. Really, 100 billion, that's it? Maybe. I mean, 100 billion what? Like he accounted for... he gives millions to charity. He does do that, but, there's something with the charity thing that people have write-off tax. It's not even about that. It's like, yeah, he's one of influential people. He has power and money. I mean, right now I'm on a computer that what his business, the Microsoft, operates on. A lot of people do as well.
In fear via a pandemic and eventually launching a mandatory vaccine rollout. However, in Musk's version, the vaccine rollout had been moved forward on the list, and a new final step had been added: Zoom relaunch. Zoom was one of Microsoft's most disastrous products ever. Launched in 2006, it was meant to compete with Apple's widely successful iPod device.
Zoom, I looked it up. It is, I think it's from Greek origin or something like that. It means enlightened, infinite, something like that. It's a baby girl's name. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. And the fact what he says, soon you will... Oh, it didn't come up yet? Oops. That's how you know I watched the video before. I cheated.
No, I didn't. In the market has been discontinued for years. Musk's meme version also moved the mandatory vaccine rollout into the spot originally held by blame President Trump in Garrison's cartoon. Musk added the words, soon you'll feel strange. desire for Zoom.
That's what Elon Musk tweeted there, right? Soon you will feel strange desire for Zoom. I mean, like, this is a form of a mental control manipulation. It's just eerie, you know. You don't even have no proof on it. It's just weird and bizarre. Like, you know, you hear Zoom, you're like, I have a strange desire for, you know. It's just really odd. Like how much money do you need, and what are you gonna do with that technology, nonetheless?
Gates is a prominent figure when it comes to global vaccination. Through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Gates has long promoted vaccines. The most popular is the polio vaccine, and many countries have Gates to thank for wiping out polio. He has also promoted the vaccine being used to fight COVID-19. Some who oppose vaccines have made serious allegations about the billionaire. One such is that Gates was seeking to secretly implant microchips into the population via COVID-19 vaccines. Gates has denied such theory.
Is it just Bill Gates? A lot of people will be into that. So I kind of entertain the idea because, you know, I feel like, you know, who knows what you're about. Let's say you're a pedophile molester, but the thing about that, it's just not going to work. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to track everybody to a mega computer? Face recognition, yeah, I kind of get it, but it's just about technology just taking over what's left of the human mind, of a human being, or from this earth, piece by piece, you know? It wouldn't work, and plus there's a lot of molesters out there. People just don't even do anything about it if you don't have proof. You know, what is that gonna do? So what are you really doing that? I mean, you have the Social Security retract somebody, and plus, you know, I think that bothered me. Not just the first prototype. Was the first iPhone the best? Was the first Tesla? But it's still malfunctioning. Imagine you put that in somebody's body, like in the skin. Not just a malfunction. It could be infected. Even if it's clean, infected, you'll die. You just, you know. You could have your limbs cut off or some shit like that. It just won't work. It's impractical. It's, you know, it's a cyborg or what it is. And just because, you know, you have a cell phone, it does take up some of your time. It's part of your personality. And people that, you know, steal money from that and do a lot of things with that too. See, that's totally different. Even so is the laptop. That's just, you know, going a step further in it.
Was Musk trying to sound a warning about a global health crisis? Interestingly, the original creator of the cartoon, Garrison, added the following message to describe the cartoon on his website. Why did a former computer nerd and mogul become so interested in vaccination and disease? Possibly because he's worth over $100 billion and thinks he owns the world. He also wants to make...
Does he think he owns the world? I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people that... Let's look at Jeff Bezos. I'm pretty sure he would just like to own the world. There's a lot of you with that complex. You just want to own everything, you know? Like, wow, why don't you just, you know, be happy with whatever you have? Just, you know, possessions that you could use for, just be happy. Only for what? For your own purpose, power, and greed, and then what? To destroy it?
Make an impact on humanity, getting rid of excess humanity, that is. Garrison was eventually suspended from Twitter. Perhaps Musk, a free speech absolutist, will let him return to the platform soon. One of the companies controlled by Musk is Neuralink, and some of the things the company is up to can get scary because of their implications. For example, it is common knowledge that dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago. However, thanks to fossil evidence, we know what some of them looked like. But then, what if dinosaurs come back? Many people are scared of what could be the outcome. You can't blame them.
I mean, they come back. Like, how are they gonna come back? You're gonna put them out, even if it's some kind of environment, evolution, you know, biology. They come back. Well, why don't you just, you know, give him a space to, you know, like, what are you scared of that? I mean, I'm not gonna say take a train ride and there, it's done. He's out. I mean, people, you know, look at that movie. You have a park and you go in there and you play with, you see them. Now you ride on them. You're the problem with your mentality, you know. Someone like me, I'm not gonna chase a dinosaur. I'm not gonna go there. You know, so many people just look at the mountain lion. You wanna put him to sleep. It wasn't even an aggressor, even though it can be. You're the aggressors, you know. And they might come back. You know, I check my chances with a fucking dinosaur living on a separate continent or just, you know, building a wall so they don't get in than most of your fucking people, including Elon, Bezos, and freaking Gates.
You've watched Jurassic Park, but that is precisely what Neuralink has said it can do. Neuralink co-founder Max Hodak made this claim that the company has the tech to do it. Can you doubt a company that routinely puts chips inside pig brains?
You know, you take a pig and that for your own personal studies, you know, where, you know, just, I don't know, read about, you know, this and that, so you want to test stuff on sentient animals and beings. You're already trying to test it on humans, you're trying to put chips. What are you doing that for? And you're doing that to a small league, you know, you put it in human beings. Like, We're human. You're clearly not. You don't have any humanity about you, even though you look like us. That's what it's about. I'm pretty sure there's a skeleton in there. I mean, a skeleton in there when you take everything apart. But the things you people do believe, it just it's out of this world. And I don't think you should go on Mars to be honest, because who knows what you're gonna do with that, and then come back and destroy everything.
Is close to repeating it in humans. While implanting chips inside human brains is extremely difficult, it appears the company still has time to contemplate bringing back long-extinct mega animals to the planet. Hodak boasted his company could make a real-life Jurassic Park if it wanted to. He said,
"Yeah, see, I was worried people time travel and then they would bring them back, the animals back or something, and some let me see, transporter stuff slash time travel, But I don't think it can be done. But like, yeah, biologically you probably could. But it's like, geez, for what? For I already talk like little Jimmy and Erica and little T whatever. I mean, your little kids could enjoy it, or you could have a fantasy of just seeing them alive. Why don't you just watch a movie? And then you're gonna test them, and you're gonna put them as you're gonna hurt them. Then they get out, and you put a tranquilizer in them. I mean, there's a lot of you that want that. Including your little zoo and your little whatever circus.
Would it be genetic?
Just because you don't know how to create a dinosaur, you wouldn't work that doesn't mean you perpetuate that nonsense and that evil. Not just me, but people just exist there, just for existing, for your own personal benefit.
Ethically authentic dinosaurs, but maybe 15 years of breeding plus engineering to get super exotic novel species. While you may gasp in terror at the negative consequences of such an experiment, Hodak highlights the positive.
I mean, you see a dinosaur, just like, who are you, this and that. Yeah, it'll bite you. Like, well, what are you doing there in the first place? You look like they're alive. What is your problem? What do you think's gonna happen? Do you see the actual Jurassic Park? Nature's always stronger. You still don't get it, do you? You're playing with the wrong animal.
The benefits of bringing dinosaurs back. According to him, it could help with biodiversity. Biodiversity, or anti-fragility, is definitely valuable. Conservation is important and makes sense, but why do we stop there? Why don't we more intentionally try to generate novel diversity? Interestingly, in the fictional Jurassic Park, the effort of genetic scientists to bring back dinosaurs was sponsored by a billionaire, and the resurrected animals went on a rampage that killed several people. Is the film prophetic? The idea may not be so impossible, as scientists have succeeded in cloning many animals, including wolves, dogs, cats, monkeys, and famously sheep. A black-footed ferret, which is on the US endangered species list, has also been cloned. However, scientists have not managed to create an extinct animal.
It's clear, it's evident. People want to clone an animal, let alone, what are you doing that for? Don't give me that you want to survive of a species, honey. You're not that, intelligent to mess with me like that. You're snarky and you're manipulative in your way. I don't care about survival species. I don't know. How about you not haunt them, and kick them to the streets and take little cute videos on YouTube when the dog is scarred and bleeding. You fucking sadistic pieces of shit.
Animal yet. Neuralink was founded in 2006 and quickly became the talk of the scientific world, with its promise of interfacing the human brain with machines to enhance it. Thanks to electrodes that connect directly with your brain, you'll be able to communicate wirelessly with your phone, computer, and other humans. The chip has been demonstrated to enable an animal to play a game with its mind. With Neuralink, that promise
to play a game with his mind. Here's the idea. You all play. I've been playing with my mind for years. I caught up to it a year ago. In fact, I played this little mental game. I just was shocked that you people repeat the shit that I think. You play with your own minds. You play with a human being mind. You've been doing it. Now you're doing it technological level. So now you're gonna come out in the open and you do it.
This is to be fun times ahead. Many people know that Musk is working on putting humans on Mars. They might also.
And by the way, you're creeped out by this, but you're not creeped about communicating, hearing people's voices and communicating with them like that. Come on, bro. Just fucking admit it. You're like that too. Or as well, if anyone catches feelings about that. Also.
So what many people don't know is why the billionaire is doing it.
Yeah, I'm joking around. You gotta joke around. I wanted to make fun of Ganush and the rest of the idiots, but this is really more important and serious. They're like that as well. And by the way, I don't know my life, but I guess, you try to stop me all these years and decades, and you messed up, and I woke up forever.
It turns out it has to do with another warning that he's been giving about our planet. If you hear on the news of an impending flood, you'll move to another location before the water inundates your neighborhood, right? You'll do so to save your life. That is very similar to Musk's motivation for setting up a Mars colony. Everything may seem alright with our old and trusty planet Earth. However, in the universe, everything is never alright. Musk is concerned that a tragedy of a large proportion could happen that would wipe out humanity on Earth.
I mean, is it that no one like in today's world, like the problem is a lot of those people would want that stuff, you know. Maybe these people wouldn't, but it's like, is that gonna save you? In a matter of, it's a cataclysmic event, like oceans or earthquake. Like you want to build like a big drone, like. I mean, Jesus, you wasted all this time. You wanted that. You didn't care about it. You were negligent, and it's just you're perpetuating the inevitable. It's like you're pushing it forward, and you're trying to perpetuate, like you're trying to protect yourself. Just I don't want to say go out and just hit by a storm. At least you're honest about it.
He aims to ensure that at least a part of humanity can survive.
Is that the guy from Superbad? Where's the other guy?
Just what type of tragedy can cause the end of humanity? Musk says it could be human-made or natural. He said, long-term, it's essential.
Well, I mean, it is human-made by certain degrees, whether people actually perpetuate it for consciously or just negligence, with their subconscious is terrible nonetheless. Just because you weren't fully aware about it doesn't mean anything.
For preserving the light of consciousness. Eventually something will happen to Earth, hopefully not soon, either natural or man-made, that will cause the end of civilization. The probable lifespan of civilization is much greater if we're a multi-planet species.
And what is it? I mean, it really is it about saving civilization? And it's like it's just so abnormal to think about. Let's say, I want to make life better for everybody here this time. It's not about, I don't have anything at stake for surviving the human species. I mean, it would be nice, but if we have all this terror, all this, not just terror, but environmental terror going on, people are perpetuating that. I mean, it's like what I've been talking. Do you really want to save the species? Do you really care about that? Is there something much more I already said, it's a creepy and sinister going around.
This is a reality that we cannot pretend does not exist, thanks to human activities which are meant to improve our lives. Global warming is causing environmental disasters, from floods to...
And if you're just so negligent, what do you want to survive in the first place? So your little child, why do you even think about that? I can't understand someone that's illogical. I can see, well, that's illogical, this and that. I can't literally get in someone's mind, like, not physically, but in the mind, but it just, it's a very drawn out, insane insanity, what that is.
The heat waves. The sun's rays are getting harsher due to the loss of the ozone layer. And apart from these, there is the threat of nuclear warfare, which one country has repeatedly threatened to unleash on the whole of humanity. We could be gone in a split second.
People don't understand how fierce that is. Even if you survive, the trauma that you experience. Yeah, when you see a screen, it's like, oh, but just even if you're not there, that actually happened.
However, even if we manage,
and that it's movie magic, but it's still very much disgusting. I know people enjoy that, the end of the world movies. Yeah, you're pretty disturbed nonetheless. Even if it's just entertainment, you know who you are.
To avoid human-made disasters, Musk is also warning about the threat to the Earth from outer space, and sadly we can't do anything to stop it. Musk's way is the only chance of survival in this scenario. We just have to become an interplanetary species. Musk believes a massive
interplanetary species? Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
Asteroid hitting the Earth is not a matter of if.
Basically just an alien to Earth, which a lot of you are very aware that you don't belong here, you don't even like this place. So you really, your mentality is in another planet. Like, what kind of planet would you even want? What would be more suitable for you?
But when we just can't catch a break. For those who tend to be skeptical of Musk's warnings, the universe has been busy recently showing us what it is capable of. A space rock recently whisked past the Earth, and it was large and fast enough to destroy a whole city. It came within 6 Earth diameters of our planet. On the universal scale, that was like a hair's breadth. And what was even more frightening was that scientists did not detect its proximity until days before it sped by at about 61 times the speed of a commercial jet. The rock basically snuck up on us. According to NASA, this space rock was about 100 meters wide.
They call it rock, but 100 meters, that's roughly a football field. Meters are very close to yards. There's a little subtle difference. That's a whole football field, how wide it was. And they call it rock. It's as the premise of a rock, it's an asteroid, but
massive meteor strike above Chelyabinsk in Russia was only 20 meters in comparison, but it exploded with more energy than an atomic bomb. So just why did scientists not detect this city-killer asteroid? The same.
And that speed, and that width, that would be like how big would the city be, and what earthquake would it create?
Scientists.
I mean, why don't we focus on breaking that into pieces and doing everything else instead of just focus on going on the planet and how we could relay messages on a social platform and sell our panties on there and foot videos.
Say it was because the asteroid normally moved closer to Mars and Venus. In fact, 3 days before the near miss, the asteroid was 1,000 times fainter and harder to spot from the Earth. And if this asteroid doesn't scare you enough, here is Apophis, which NASA has nicknamed God of Chaos. The space agency is preparing for a potential strike by the asteroid, as it's expected to pass underneath TV satellites. At that close range, all bets are off, and anything can happen. The asteroid measures 340 meters across and may arrive in less than 10 years from now. According to NASA, a collision between Apophis...
How would they even know the 10 years? I mean, I get like how far can you see that you see it? Is it just probability?
This and the Earth can cause the extinction of all life on Earth. At a possible distance of 19,000 miles, the asteroid will be closer than the satellites in the geostationary orbit. Apophis is travelling at an astronomical speed of 25,000 miles per hour. It is so fast that it will speed past the moon in just a minute. It will appear as bright as a star in the sky.
I mean, I think if it was like that close in the atmosphere, was that big, I just think it'll be just like earthquakes or something like that. Unless it was just really fast. And the point was just like I can't even think of anything like that.
And even if
I really don't want to. It's just catastrophic on different levels.
If the Earth escapes, the flyby will affect the planet. Its gravity may cause some surface changes like avalanches. And then there is asteroid 433 Eros, one of the biggest asteroid hazards faced by the Earth. If this one strikes the Earth, it is simply game over for every living thing. 433 Eros is over 10 miles wide, and that is about 5 times larger than the space rock.
Don't they like break up eventually or something? Something else hits and like if it's gonna be like 10 whatever years from now, would it be broken up in pieces?
That took out the dinosaurs millions of years ago. That asteroid smashed into the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, and we've never heard from the massive creatures since then. Eros is currently closer to Mars than the Earth, but scientists gloomily predict that one day it will become a potential threat to the Earth. With these asteroids threatening our very existence on Earth, Musk should not have trouble finding volunteers for his mission to the Red Planet. Let's hear what you think of Musk's war.
And they didn't go too much on the Red Planet, Mars, what are the temperatures, what would he do, what is the idea about building biodomes, and people talking about he wants to maybe build an atmosphere. It's like, I don't believe it. And if you really want to go there, just, that planet's probably haunted, and the haunted is a red everywhere if it's orange. I like green and blue.